Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. This video is going to be all about Operation at Your Service, the latest invasion event in Dragalia Lost. The event has been around a week or so at the time of recording and it's about to come to an end, so I wanted to make this video just to recap my thoughts on the story of the event, share what I liked about it because I did think it was super fun and lighthearted, and also to show off some gameplay from the event, starting with the invasion battle, which is on screen now, and later on, Emil's trial, which I think is one of the better trials we've had as of late, so that was an enjoyable one as well. That's what we'll do in this video. I like to make one of these event overview or recap videos every time there's a new event, so I'm not going to make one for recurring content that we've had in the past, but every time we do get a brand new event, I like to put one of these out there just to kind of share my thoughts on things. Hopefully you played through the story of this one because I do think it was really fun. It was nice to have an event on the more lighthearted side. Lately, those have tended to be our onslaught and defensive battle events, but now that we're not getting original events in that style anymore, it's good that we can still have a fun invasion event like this one was, and I really feel like the characters that we've established throughout our time with Dragalia had a chance to shine in this one. Emil has so well positioned himself as the comedic relief. We've gotten to know him so well that it feels only fitting that the start of this story, everybody doesn't want to necessarily help him, even though his subordinate, Saboa, who we've been exposed to before too, and we've met before too, his subordinate is worried about him. Nobody's really concerned about Emil. It's not a big deal. Nothing's wrong. Until we find out that Emil is being super kind and generous with his subjects. And all of a sudden, that's a huge red flag to everybody. And as the player base as well, we know that is so uncharacteristic of Emil that our guard should be up. So that prompts the ultimate story for this event. It's sort of a quest where Edward, Housekeeper Pia, and Humanoid Zodiark decide to apply to be servants in Emil's manor and go through a rigorous application process and competition to try take up the role of housekeepers there so that they can infiltrate and figure out what's going on with Emil. And so it's put forward that, if we send some spies or we send people directly, we're never going to figure out what's going on. So we have to use this subterfuge, this tactic of training to be housekeepers. Edward goes through this rigorous training with Pia and Zodiark, which are just kind of the perfect comedic duo, with Pia being super innocent and then Zodiark being this kind of ruthless and a little bit oblivious dragon. Of course, both of them have pure motivations. Ultimately, they really do genuinely want to help Emil, and I like how Pia puts her best foot forward. She's trying to really do her best. And from Zodiark's standpoint, it's the connection he has to Aurelius and Aurelius's paternal love for Emil that drives him. And so one of the first trials takes place, and Edward does an amazing job notifying the master of the manor that it's time for tea. So he passes the head servant's test, Higgins's test, without any issues. But hilariously, Pia and Zodiark just try to copy him and fail in very cute and charming ways. So I really like that about it. Mr. Mouse, Pia's sidekick, actually plays a role in the event. There's just a lot of little banter. There's a lot of charm to the character interactions in this one. And we get to see something just completely lighthearted, completely frivolous compared to some of the events we've had lately. So all in all, I really like this one. As the story unfolds, we end up that our three main characters are the finalists in this event to become Emil's additional servants. And once they get to that stage, they start to realize that something else is really amiss with the manor, and they interact with Emil. They see him being generous in person, so they know that something's odd and something strange is happening. And ultimately, we find out that there's actually ghosts in this mansion or manor, and they're the ones up to the mischief. And I really don't know a whole lot about the purpose of the ghosts being there or anything like that. They seem to want to be friends with everybody, but they're cute, they're funny, kind of a Luigi's Mansion vibe to a certain extent. So I thought that that was pretty cool. I thought that that was a nice little development. There was no point in which I was worried about the stakes or anything in the storyline, but I will say that despite it being as whimsical as it was, there was still some genuine character development for Emil at the end, because we find out that what he was actually doing in the basement of this manor was studying books with quotes of good rulers to basically try to repeat those, not to become a good ruler himself, but just to be more endeared and beloved by his people. So that's totally fitting of Emil, but it's one of the few ways in which, that might actually genuinely make him a better ruler, just reading those books, inadvertently, albeit, because his real purpose was just to get people to like him more. But I thought that that was a nice touch too. I'm sure there may be a few little details that I'm forgetting from the story, but it's well worth playing, so hopefully y'all played through it too. Anyway, as far as the gameplay content of the event itself goes, you see here with my trial against Emil on the master difficulty, I took a few hits on co-op. I'm not gonna lie, I actually died, as did another teammate of mine, with my Humanoid Zodiac no healer run, but it ended up working out because none of the endeavors are actually locked behind everyone surviving. So all's well that ends well on this, I suppose. Just showed the solo clear here, but it was a fun trial. The Invasion Battle favored range characters this time around. And once again, like with all Invasion events, we got some good rewards on this one. We got a Bow's Boon Staff Recovery Potency plus 20% Wormprint at 5-star, a Scorchrin Punisher plus 20% Wormprint with the Stun Res Affinity, and a Wind Skill Haste plus 7% Wormprint with the Bog Res Affinity. So all things considered, I feel like this was another successful event. Very sad I don't have Housekeeper Pia, but still happy I got Humanoid Zodiac, even though it was an ill-advised summoning session. That is going to do it for today though, everyone, so thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.